Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of Professional Amateurs Trying to Dance. If you haven't watched the last episode, watch that because we kind of build on from that. It's just like the basic step and like the basic spins and stuff like that. Now we're going to show you some intermediate moves, which is going to take your dancing level from at least a 2 to maybe a 4.
Maybe.
We'll see. If we do a half decent job at it, which we don't do. Okay, so the first move is got the real technical name I gave of behind the back. Okay, so once we're in the closed position, right, basically all the guy does is he takes the lead hand and he gently passes it. Notice I'm doing a wide circle behind the back, and then he grabs it with his right arm. Okay, so that again, from this position, you can't go back this way because you're going to break your shoulder. You have to go down and around, pass it, and then use just a handshake, basically, right? And then so you can keep spinning like this for a little while, okay, in this position. Not too long because it'll look and feel stupid, but you can for a little bit, right? And then all you're going to do as the guy is you're going to pull now on this right hand, right? And the girl's basically going to unspin from where you are. So you pull, she'll spin out, and then you've got her in this hand, and if you watch the other video, you know that with just a little pull, you can pull her back, pass behind you again, pass back, and into closed position. Okay? So I'll show you that one more time. So we're bobbling around, right? I don't know what I'm going to do. I just pass the hand behind my back. I spin her out, right? Pull her back, pass it behind my back again, and spin around, and back to the closed position. Alright, so that's one version of that. A slight different version, same thing, you come behind, handshake, pull her out, she spins round. But as she's spinning round, you pass her hand to your left hand, okay? And from here, now you can do anything that you normally would do. You can give her a spin, or you can do a spin, and then go into this hand and go back. So it really doesn't matter which hand you grab. I always have found it easier myself to spin out and swap that hand over. But a lot of people find it easier to spin out and keep it in this hand. So whichever hand happens, it doesn't really matter. You just keep going into some sort of other spin and then back into the closed position. All right?
When you're doing that one though, you have to make sure that you're not holding too tight because the hand has to rotate in your grip. If you're holding too tight, you're going to break a wrist. That's no fun. That's not what you want.
Probably not going to have a good night with that. Alright, so that's a good point. So just keeping like a slight grip on there and letting that girl's hand, so I should do it facing this way, letting that girl's hand spin around in your hand, or if you're passing it, obviously pass it over. Alright, next move was
the
cheeky shoulder.
Cheeky shoulder.
Personal favourite is the cheeky shoulder. Which way are we going to do it so you can see? We'll do it actually, yeah, facing this way. So when you're out, actually starts when you're out, from either hand, this hand or your right hand, if you're in this position, all you're doing is you're lifting the girl's hand up and over your head. Don't go too high, otherwise she thinks she's going to spin. If you lift it up here, she's going to want to spin around this way, okay? So that's not the plan. What you want to do is just lift it up over your head, put it on your shoulder, right? And then take a step out and bump it away. Bump. All right? And so I call it the cheeky shoulder because, you know, it kind of looks like this. I'll show you like a little bit faster, all right? So coming out, actually no, we should show them the other way. You're coming out, you're putting it over, and then you're stepping away. So it's kind of like, come close, and you're like, no. So that's why it's called a cheeky shoulder. So as I said, I just did it with my left hand then, just putting it straight over. When I did it, I kind of let go of her hand and just kind of held it with open hand and guided it over to my shoulder, stepped out. Or you can do it with this hand, again, open, onto the shoulder and out. So if you want to see both of those together, spinning around, pass behind your back, spin out, or they're going to be facing the wrong way, back, cheeky shoulder, and then you can go into the closed position from there, or you can...
Just be extra cheeky and do another one.
Or you could do a spin and then back. Alright? Cheeky shoulder down pat, so 2 different methods, doesn't matter which hand, just going over your shoulder, you're not staying flat. If you try and put it over your shoulder staying flat, it's not going to work. You're kind of spinning in and then sliding off. Yeah, and you can slide right down. Missed it.
Or don't.
Oh, don't. All right, next one.
Is the octopus.
Okay. Sorry. All right, so the octopus is, so basically from this closed position, you're actually going to give the girl a little push, not too much, just on the hip bone, and just push her out a little bit, right? And then, guys, you're going to take your right hand, you're going to wrap it around your back like this, right? You're going to turn your back slightly so the girl understands, and you're kind of wiggle your fingers, right? So that she knows that you want this hand here, okay? And so, again, you're pushing out, wrapping behind, saying, give me your hand, right? And then once you've got it, you're pulling her through, right?
So you're back to back.
Back to back, right? And then you're coming up over her head, right? And now we're pretty much in the opposite position of what we start, but don't think about it too much, right? And then I'm going to take her hand, right, and put it over my head, right, as I spin round. Now, I know, stay with us. This actually just happens kind of naturally. Then you're going to pull this hand over her, right, and she's in this position where she then dips. Okay, and then you're going to pull with this hand, right, wrapped up. You're going to pull that back, right. She's going to unspin, right, and she should keep. Oh wait, you need to cross these.
Yeah.
Right, and you lift that hand up and spins into this one, dip again, and then you're going to use this hand that's wrapped up again, this one, to pull her back out, and then back to the closed position. All right, I know it sounds crazy. It actually just kind of unfolds itself a little bit. Okay, so we're going out. Coming around, coming over me, over her, dip, spinning up, lifting this hand up, dip, back out, back together. Okay, looks complex. Like once you get the feel for it, like your body just kind of, it's the only thing it naturally wants to do. Anything else ends up with you like kind of twisted and wanting
In
to,
pain.
yeah, in pain. That's it. So the only thing I'd say is when we do it, so we're going out, coming back. This bit should all kind of be normal, over her, over me, and then I'm lifting up this other hand, over her, right? Dip there. Okay, guys, when you're dipping, make sure you take a little bit of a step, and you know, just so you're ready for that. And then you're pulling on this hand here, this bottom one, right? Lifting this one up, and then you need to lift this bottom one up and pull the other one down, right? So that she goes back into this position here, and then back out. Alright, so a little complex, watch that a few times if you need to, but yeah, you'll be right. Now we're going to show you a slightly more advanced version.
Just a little bit.
Slightly more advanced version, and in how to get into that, so you don't look, this is kind of like the amateur version, putting your arm around behind your back, and then going round, like that. And so you can just stop there, you don't actually have to keep doing the same part of the move. The less amateur version is the guy takes his hands, right, and instead of being underneath, he swaps to being on top, right? So imagine you're pushing a shopping trolley. That's the, oh, sorry, what do you call it?
A shopping cart?
A shopping cart. Right, so you're pushing a shopping cart trolley, depending on where in the world you are. And all you're going to do is, guys, you're going to lift this left hand, right, and then you're going to pull her through with this right hand, okay? And then you're going to spin as well. Right, so you end up in the same position, okay? Then you're taking this right hand that you pulled her through with over her head, over your head, spinning, over her head, dip, back out, dip, and back out. Okay, so again, a little bit faster. You're changing your grip from this to shopping trolley cart grip, spinning, pulling her around, right? And then going over her head, over your head, over her head, spin, spin, dip, spin, 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 dip, spin. The only thing I'd say with this, if you're going to do this, remember shopping cart pulling through, right? If she doesn't know what she's doing and you just automatically try and pull your hand over her head, she's not going to let you do that, okay? She's going to fight it a little bit and basically you're just going to hit her in the head.
Ow.
Quite aggressively. So just take your time there, especially with like dancing with a new partner from this position, okay? Like you can go a little bit slow and just make sure that you are clearing her head and then clearing your head.
Another trick is to make sure that you keep your arms loose. If you're too tight, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get all the spins.
Yeah, that's true, especially for the girl following. You want to make sure you're not trying to guess where your arms are going, but you know, just letting whoever you're leading guide your arms to where they need to go. So if you're trying to guess that it's going to go back and he wants to go over your head, that's when you kind of end up hurt. All right, so we did show you we probably should have shown this in the first video, but the dip, remember? We forgot to show how to dip.
Oh.
That's fine. So, at the end of every dance, you have to dip the girl, right? Rule, 100%. If you miss the end of a dance, do whatever you can, get her into a dip, even if it's 20 seconds later, you messed up.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so you just saw that's one move to get them into a dip. A lot more simple is you can just do the girl's basic spin. Oh, no, it's not a basic spin, is it?
It is not.
No, you're spinning the girl round.
It's kind of like the end of the octopus. So basically, they're going to take this is your lead arm, and you're going to lift it up, similar to the octopus, so that I end with both arms wrapped, and then I'm going to dip. Easy.
Right, so that's one dip. Another dip you can do, which I call the coat hanger dip, which is quite aggressive, right, is you literally drop your right hand, the girl's left hand, the boy's right? You step to the side of them, right? So you're going to the left side of their body, right side of the girl's body, right? Turning, right? And then this arm's coming up under their armpit, grabbing them like this, putting their hand on your shoulder, and dipping them down. Okay? So it sounds like, I don't know, it's quite aggressive in practice. It doesn't like, in reality, this is what it looks like, right? So you're basically throwing yourself at the girl and then pushing her to the ground and catching her, okay? So it's a little bit more aggressive. This one's a lot nicer where you spin her around into this position and then dip down, okay? But there's two dips for you, and remember you must finish every dance with a dip. Yeah, and then you can start your next dance.
We're going to do them all through fast?
We should do them all through fast.
I think we can do it.
Okay, so we're going round. And then I'm putting my hand behind the back, spinning her out, spinning over, spinning behind me, putting her hand over.
Oh, cheeky shoulder.
Cheeky shoulder, spinning her again, putting her hand, cheeky shoulder. Alright, and then I'm going, hey, give me a hand. Alright, spinning up, over, 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 dip, spin, dip, spin, coat hanger. Right, so that's all of them. I guess if you want to do the other one, you could just do a normal spin, cheeky shoulder, psych. Right, change the shopping trolley, pull them through, right, up, over, over, dip, spin, 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 dip, spin, back to closed position. All right, so we'll show you the octopus fast now. Just while we're doing it, why not?
Why not?
Which one do you want to do? Basic or advanced?
You're leading.
Okay, we'll do the basic.
Okay.
Okay, so basic out, over, back round, dip, spin, dip, back out, shopping trolley. Oh, we're going again. Dip. Just so you know, you probably don't actually call that dip when you're dancing. I feel like you can. Yeah, just to give them a heads up.
And go.
And dip. So there you go. That's the moves. So you learnt the arm behind the back, the cheeky shoulder, personal favourite of mine, and the octopus in its two different versions. So yeah, as I said, if you haven't watched our first video, then go back and watch that because that'll probably be make a lot more sense to this video. And we got a third one coming up with some even crazier moves.
It's true.
All right.
It'll be a good time.